Okay. I appreciate all of you being here today, and I'm trying to understand PFAS and how to do something about it. It is, and this is not why you're here to testify, but it's amazing to me how many products still today are made with PFAS in it, yet we're talking about how harmful it is as a chemical in high quantities, even though it's part of the things that we serve our food, cook our food, all of those things are happening today with PFAS. And it seems to me from being involved with issues over the years where we wanted to clean up things that we later discover are harmful, that we have to find the most cost-effective ways to do that, because in the absence of a cost-effective way to do it, they'll just sit there and no one will do anything about it. And no one will accept responsibility and no one will move to take care of them. And I became aware of this issue several years ago in talking with the folks in Columbus at the Battelle Institute, who have done a great deal of research on PFAS and the implications of what it would take to clean that up. They have been at the forefront of advancing some innovative PFAS technologies and solutions to address these issues. Battelle created a spin-off company called Revive Environmental that has a technology called PFAS Annihilator that actively destroys tens of thousands of gallons of AFFF, which I understand is the ingredient that needs to be, or the element that needs to be destroyed. And they've done this successfully in states, airports, for commercial customers, and I'm sure that there are other ways to do this. What are, I'll start with you, Mr. Gerstenberg, what are the most cost-effective ways to deal with high concentrations of PFAS and destroy them so that we can move this process forward?
Thank you for the question, Senator. We believe that high-temperature RCRA permitted incinerators are cost-effective for AFFF. And today, we are actually managing and disposing the change-out of fire department equipment and systems cost-effectively through that solution. We believe that the other technologies that are being developed, such as you mentioned, that Battelle has been working with, is not scalable nor cost-effective. However, existing technology that exists throughout the United States is and can be for highly contaminated materials, such as AFFF. We have participated in plans with states to remove AFFF from fire departments. Just yesterday, we had a piece of fire department equipment at one of our Braintree, Massachusetts locations being cleaned out and flushed. So that capability is out there today, it exists, and it is cost effective. Now, I think the important thing to revert back to is that there is levels of thresholds based on science that can be laid out by the EPA that can allow people to act. Things in the parts per million and parts per trillion, and we don't need to go down the gory details, or we could if we wanted to, of suggested levels based on the science that could be set that dictate cost-effective remediation, such that when infrastructure is being built, Subtitle D landfills will accept PFAS contamination at light levels. At high contamination, RCRA permitted incinerators are cost-effective. There's not enough of it out there that it would drive a price tag that is beyond anybody's ability to manage.
Okay, and so you've done, you've conducted mass balance analysis of your hazardous waste incineration, and you have the results of that?
Correct, and they were recently published by the EPA. The EPA was an active participant, as well as the Department of War, participated in the sampling and studies, as well as third parties, to validate all the information, and that was publicly released just recently in September. And it proves, based on the most updated standard, that high-temperature RCRA-permitted incinerators, RCRA-permitted, I want to emphasize that, because they're not normal incinerators. They're EPA approved. They have 9 base criteria that must be managed properly. We're highly regulated by the EPA.
So I would just conclude with this, is that one of the things that we often confront in environmental cleanups is who's liable for it, how do you fix it, where does the money come from, but I also know that I'm not typically not a fan of a one solution approach. I know that there are a lot of people out there looking at different ways to do this, but I hope that the EPA will continue to aggressively test the different solutions, that we will find out which ones are the most cost-effective, and then provide that regulatory certainty about liability, who's responsible, how we clean it up, and then how we absolve people of liability once it is cleaned up in a timely fashion. So, Senator Blunt-Rochester.